Hey everyone, it's DOS time, and this time around we are starting a brand new title, and this one is different than any other DOS time that I've currently done. Something that I'm a big fan of that I really haven't explored very much at all on anywhere on my YouTube channel as far as gameplays go, is I'm a fan of simulation and virtual life games. It's something that I've always been a fan of, whether it's from SimCity, the Railroad Tycoon, to Roller Coaster Tycoon. It doesn't matter. I've always been a big fan. I'm also a huge fan of, like, The Sims and stuff. Now, the game we are playing today is a game back from the early 80s. It was released in the early to mid 80s by Activision. And it's a game called Alter Ego. Now, Alter Ego was one of the, first virtual life type games. And there's no really sound effects or music to go along with it. So it's going to be a kind of, slower paced kind of DOS time, and basically I'm going to be putting up this part of this game, and if you guys like what you see, like where the things are going, then we will continue on with Alter Ego. This may be a very, very long series. I'm not exactly sure how long it takes. I did play this game briefly about 6 or 7 months ago when I was coming up with games to do for DOS time, and unfortunately I lost all the footage from that, and I wasn't really happy with it. Plus we got new mic, new equipment, all that cool stuff. So enough talking, let's get into the actual game itself. Now, when you start up the game, there we go, we got Activision Presents Alter Ego 8586 by Activision. We start off with entering our name. Our name will be good old Cornshaq. There we go, that's kind of simple, right? Now, when you start up this thing, you get to pick your personality. You can either select your own personality, which is what we'll be going with. Let the computer select one for you. Personality from a previous already played game. Oh, sorry, yeah, load a previous save game. Or you can let the computer pick one randomly, and then you can make changes to it. And these will determine your kind of base stats in the game with how things go. And this isn't one of those games where a lot of it things will go good and go well for us. Our goal in this game, though, is just to go absolutely have fun, kind of crazy, random choices and all that. I'm not going to be playing really seriously, be a prude or anything. We're going to try some random stuff out. Probably going to get killed along the way. You can die in this game. I do remember it happening at one point during my brief time playing it. Okay, we're going to select our own personality here. Can I actually, or do I actually have to, it's select, and we actually got a little bit of a noise. Okay, so I will probably try to answer these questions honestly. Yeah, sure, true. I'm likely to speak whatever comes to my mind. That is very true. I'm a little light sleeper who stirs at even the slightest sound. That's not so true. Revenge is sweet. Oh, isn't it so? I often feel slow, tired, and down in the dumps. Well, we're not going with real life here, are we? Sure, I'm depressed. There we go, we're very, very depressed. An important part of every job is knowing whom to impress. Completely. I am fascinated by car accidents and other disaster scenes. Oh yay, I'm going to be a sociopath. Fantastic. The people who know me best like me as a person. I really don't even know what the truth is as far as that one is concerned, but I guess we'll go with true. I'm extremely sensitive to criticism. Actually, more so myself than anyone else's. I get nervous performing in front of people, even when the task is something I know by heart. No. The people around me seem happier than I do. It depends on who you ask, I guess. I often get the urge to touch walls which wet paint stains are hung. No, because I'm not a moron. When I'm ill, I become short-tempered and snap at people. Yeah, sometimes. On important matters, I usually follow my parents' advice, even when I disagree with it. No. It is possible that we live in a world where people can watch our every move. I 100% agree with that, and this is back in 1985. When I am in a quiet place, I get the urge to scream. I could go pretty. Yeah, sure, why not? We're insane. Fine with me. It's okay to tell a white lie if it is guaranteed to bring great personal gain. Yeah, probably. It is often pointless to try to discuss problems with other people. Yeah, pretty much. I am easily embarrassed. False. Children should be seen and not heard. Yes, very much true. I find it difficult to break the ice in conversations with people I barely know. True. My parents were strict disciplinarians. No. You can usually judge a person by their first impressions. It depends. I'll go with true. One way of getting people to treat you fairly is to take an aggressive stance and make them win you over. No. I think the questions like these are stupid and meaningless. No, because if I do that, would that just negate everything I just did? So we're going to go with false on that one. Anyway, let's begin the game. You actually get to select what stage of life you start off the game, as you can see with birth and infancy, which doesn't last too long. Childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, middle adulthood, and old age. We will be starting with, of course, birth and infancy, and then building our way from there. I remember birth and infancy, not exactly the most exciting part of the game, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay. Every man is the architect of his own fortune. Celeste, Gaius Celestius Crispus, 86 to 34 BC. Speech to Caesar on the state. Yeah, okay. We are being born. Basically, the game has all these different icons that you'll see, and it kind of actually works like a little bit like a board game. The way the game is kind of set up that you explore through. You are in a warm, dark, comfortable place. This has been your place since you became aware that you are alive. It is almost time to enter a different world now. A different world, remember that show? I'm gonna come out fighting. You may be a fighter, but your mom wants you out with more energy than you have to stay in. You will find that anything of value in life is worth fighting for. This fight ends up in a draw. You are evicted, but your mom is pooped. Soon you meet her and snuggle up nice and close. All is forgiven, for now. Get ready to be born in a flurry of waving arms, screams, and a slap on the bottom. Happy birthday and welcome to the world. From now on, life will begin to change rapidly. You will have to learn to accept responsibility, build up your resources, and manage yourself physically and emotionally. The event that transpired over the course of the next few days include your rich Aunt Martha placing a $500 savings bond in trust for you. You are the most beautiful baby in the maternity ward and everyone takes your picture. Your father buys you a baseball bat and glove for you to use in a year or so, when you get older. I guess that would be a year or so, wouldn't it? I'd be older at that point. Okay, so now here's your kind of like your main map of the game, the way kind of everything's set up. You then press spacebar on one of the blocks, whatever one you're on, and then the next event happens. A woman walks into a room holding a blanket and a bottle with warm white liquid. What kind of mood am I in? I'm in a happy mood, and I'm gonna coo. As your mom walks towards you, she notices that you are smiling happily in the crib. Just as she steps into the room, the doorbell rings. She assumes that because you are smiling, that you are in no great need of attention. She lays the bottle in the crib and runs off to answer the door. You are impatient. What nerve? Stood up for some door-to-door salesperson. You let out a couple of test cries. There is no response. You gear up for a long, ear-splitting yelp and let it fly. Your mother returns, the salesperson panics, and everyone is happier. Your mom appreciates you helping her out of a jam. See how that works? Yelling and screaming at salespeople will get them out of your way. Now, I know there actually is a way to check out my my stats and all that, which are up in the upper left and right corner. I'll check that out after this part, because we really don't need to look at it right this second. Okay, now we'll pick up to the next one. You don't have very many skills yet. As a matter of fact, life is pretty boring. I'm gonna be restless and irritable and cry. I can understand how new and confusing all this must seem to you. 9 months of rest and relaxation, followed by all that commotion, and now this. You can't see much, and you have no control over your body. Your crying makes something happen. You are lifted up and rocked. I'll keep crying for now. You were startled when you were lifted up. Mom is going to have to learn to handle you a bit more gently. Keep crying. You got really scared. Your mother pulls you closer to her where it's warm and safe. Okay, fine, we'll calm down. The gentle rocking reminds you of the good old days. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. Adaptation to change is a sign of healthy development. Keep this in mind for later. Okay, here we go. Next thing. Lying on your stomach in the crib, you notice an interesting object in arm's distance. It has a round shape at the top and a ring on the bottom. Termination. Grasp the object. You have the fighting spirit of your Uncle Bill. You sneak and crawl on your belly like a combat soldier heading into battle. You reach your destination, grasp the rattle confidently, and drool on it in victory. Intellectual sphere shows a marked increase. Shake the rattle. This is terrific fun. You spend a good amount of the time shaking the rattle and then fall asleep exhausted by the long trek from one end of the crib to the other. You are lying on the floor in a big room on a soft, furry blanket. You are on your back, staring at the shadows that sometimes creep across the ceiling. Every so often, Mom or Dad passes by and makes a funny face. Your hands grope in all directions, and your feet pat the floor gently, almost out of control. I'm in a mad mood. Make an O shape with your mouth. Cry. You think, get me off of here. I want food. Babies your age have no control over their impulses. Your cries are a sign of discontent. Whatever happened to that nice warm swimming pool you used to relax in? You're lying down in your crib and you're greeted by a noisy neighbor who has a child just around your age. The neighbor says, "My, look at that funny little nose." She turns to your mother and adds, "Don't worry, dear. I hear that noses are the last thing to look truly human." She picks you up. Angry. Collect a mouthful of drool. A nice puddle of saliva has formed on the inside of your mouth. Open your mouth and drool on the neighbor. Splash! A gooey stream showers your neighbor's face and hands. While you give the glassy-eyed smile, she places you back in the crib and excuses herself. You're laying down in the crib while your mom and dad are speaking in the other room. You hear their voices deep and muffled from beyond the door. Why aren't they paying attention to you? I'm happy, and actually no, I'm sad. Make noises. You begin to cry. This alarms your parents and is a negative way, attracting attention. Your dad comes in holding a bottle of water, which satisfies you temporarily. You have just awakened from a nice long nap. Your mom comes in to hold you. I'm cranky, and I cry. That seems to be a common theme, right? You must be in a very foul mood today. Mood swings such as these are quite common with babies your age. Unfortunately, when babies are too cranky, their parents see this as a sign of rejection, go back to sleep, and wake up later. You've just awakened in a nice long nap. Your mom comes in the room and wants to hold you. No. More crying. You must be in a very foul mood. Wake up later. You're just... Wow, okay, so I guess we're happy and we'll do nothing. How about that? You have made an inappropriate response. Please again. Fine, smile. This is a great way to make your new mom feel good. Your consideration earns you points in many spheres. You will find that life as it progresses, pleasing mother becomes harder and harder in a few years. It will take doing chores and going to the store before you know it. She'll want you to become a doctor or lawyer. Enjoy your infancy while you can. Your mom picks you up so that your face touches hers. Move your mouth. You just gave your first kiss. This may not seem like a very big deal to you, but it's very important for your mother. The bad part is that now you will have to repeat this act until the entire family becomes aware of your new talent. You can avoid kissing overly affectionately relatives by dribbling on them at just the right moment. It's time to go to your Aunt Lucy's house. It's chilly outside, and you need to dress in coverall type whatever. I'm angry. Resist. You react against being squeezed into this uncomfortable suit by crying and sending out long sirens of protest. Your grandmother graciously offers to help. Keep giving everyone a hard time. Not a very wise choice of how they expect to motivate grandma to spoil you if you may not be willing to make your mom look foolish in front of her by persisting to act like a little brat. Would you like to give in now or make everyone even angrier with you? No, I don't want to wear this suit. Your mother pulls you away from your grandmother and literally stuffs you into the suit. It is tucked in and bunched up all in the wrong places, and you are uncomfortable. Your grandmother protests, but to no avail. Your mom has the last word, and your physical sphere suffers temporarily short-term discomfort. You are quietly playing with your father's brand new electronic calculator. Look, the back of it lifts off so easily. Devilish. Touch and take apart. You know you shouldn't touch Dad's things. Want to stop now while everything is still repairable? No, heck no, we're gonna break this damn thing. I didn't think so. The parts come out with great ease. Your dad spends all afternoon trying to put the calculator back together and finally gives up. He spends $50 to replace it. You just don't leave a calculator near a baby. You're exploring the playpen and are feeling very lively, like a prize fighter. You grab a hold of a playpen bar and shake it back and forth, flexing your knees. Determined. Take some steps. You are showing early signs of confidence, mixed with just the right amount of risk-taking. Success comes easily and naturally as you take your leisurely but wobbly stroll to the other side of the cribs, which way to the Olympics. So we do all this for a while, and then eventually you can skip things. We don't have to do every part along the way. But it helps, especially early on, with some things to kind of develop your overall character, from at least what I've noticed in the game. Mom and Dad are entertaining some friends, and you're minding your own business, sitting quietly in the corner of the room. Suddenly, a man with a big nose and shiny head puts his face right up to yours and says something in a loud voice. Anger! Hit the man in the nose. A large target, and you hit it dead center. You reacted offensively to a potentially terrifying situation. You are learning to stick up for yourself, but don't forget to rely on your parents. They might help you in this situation. You're sitting in a high chair eating lunch, which consists of crackers, strained peas, and a mug of milk. You're just learning how to eat with utensils. Angry. Pick up the Super Duck plastic drinking cup. You're in a bad mood. You're disturbed right in the middle of an excitingly game of blocks. Super Duck would understand. You hold the plastic mug high over your head. It is full of milk. Mother says, put that mug down now. You might spill it. No. Mother says, don't you tell me no, young man. I am your mother. You don't really understand what she is saying, so you say, no. You're put in the corner of the room and told not to come out until you can behave better. So just take the punishment and move on. While being taken to the park, your dad meets an old college buddy who is wheeling a baby about your age. As two dads talk, As the two dads talk, you casually begin to eye the other baby in the other carriage. Aggressive. Put your finger near the other baby's face. You want to test what this baby is made of, so you hit it in the face. The baby starts to cry, and you have no sympathy for it. Hit it again. The baby is screaming from fright, and you are enjoying all the commotion and have caused the two dads who are too busy reminiscing to break up the fracas. Your aggression traits has increased. You will one day learn that all people aren't this easily intimidated. But I'm looking forward to see what happens when we do. Up until this point in life, Weasley Wabbit, your stuffed toy, has been one of your best friends. You take him everywhere with you, but he is beginning to get on in the years. One of his ears is torn off, and recently an eye injury has made his face look a little bit lopsided. It is suggested that Weasley should be retired. You wake up one day to discover Weasley has been moved from one place where you last spotted him. Panic. Seek information. Even though you are driven to find out why your friend has suddenly disappeared, you are not in the frame of mind that would ensure a satisfactory outcome. You question everyone in the house as to the whereabouts of Weasley. You confront your mother, who looks very guilty. Become hysterical and ask for the doll. Your panic and hysteria make your mom feel guilty about throwing out the doll. She spends the afternoon tracking it down, restoring it to mint condition, performing major surgery to ensure that Weasley will be with you for a long time. You're alone in the kitchen and begin exploring closets and refrigerator. Adventurous. Move towards the fridge. You wonder if you're strong enough to open the refrigerator. You pull on the long handle and the door swings open, hitting you in the head. This produces nasty swelling. Ignore the pain and continue exploring. We're badass. Ouch, it really hurts. But look at all the smooth jars and shiny bottles. There are several delicious-looking things within reach of the bottom shelf. A full can of whipped cream, a jar of red cherries, a jar of mayonnaise, and a bottle of red-hot chili sauce. Which one would you like to taste? Oh yeah, let's go with the red-hot chili sauce. The thin bottle of sauce fits your small hand perfectly. Small amounts of the liquid can squirt from the tiny hole at the top of the bottle. You squirt a few drops into your mouth, a little tangy, but not bad. You suck down the contents of the bottle. This is a big mistake. Your stomach feels queasy. You call for Mom, who gets very nervous and calls the doctor for advice. You will be okay, but your physical shape has taken a nasty turn for the worse. I'm just eating a whole thing of hot sauce? Nothing wrong with that, right? Anyway, guys, that will wrap up this edition of DOS Time. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed. And of course, like I said, please comment down below to see if you want me to continue with Alter Ego. Is this something of a gameplay that you may be interested in? Trust me, things definitely get a little bit more exciting as we go forward. But like I said, it's a very text-heavy game, and of course, I'm going to be reading it. So, like I said, just comment down below. Let me know what you think.